Hello, Cherie Hanson here. Um, I am frequently doing something else besides whatever the next thing is. And as I was walking in the rain yesterday, past my wet tulips that were all like closed lips, kissing the air with color, I had this feeling that it was a good time right now to talk about this message that was coming to me. I heard two things yesterday. First of all, I was on a YouTube listening to the Dalai Lama, and he talked about the wide mind. And I thought, isn't that a beautiful description? What happens when we have a wide mind is the mind is so vast, it's so big, that it can hold a lot of thoughts without us feeling crowded or stressed or in a place of conflict. And I thought that was a beautiful image. So a wide mind allows us to be very calm and to look at everything and to be able to get into a place where we can say, I don't know for sure. The evidence isn't in yet. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Is this even a relevant question? Where's that? And so I thought about when I'm talking about mindfulness, that's a great term for it. Because what happens to me frequently is I'll have a lot of thoughts crowding in. And if my perception is that I have a narrow mind, I'm going to feel pressure. I'm going to feel a sense of urgency that I have to select thoughts. These thoughts are correct. These thoughts are wrong. God knows I don't want to get a low grade in my on my test for thinking correctly. It's so amazing how our competitive society is so stamped into us, kind of like cattle with a hot iron. The other thing that I was reminded of is a Pema Chandra teaching, which I thought was so valuable to me when I was going through a period of especially intense grief. And that is that when we are experiencing emotional pain, grief, a sense of loss, we can consciously, and this is the thing, we can consciously choose to enlarge our hearts. And she talks about doing this with breath. So if my heart is bigger, it has more room for the various pains that come with being human. The first pain is, of course, the body. We get into a body and it's like, you took out a contract for a car and you get in it and you go, oh my God, what have I signed up for? And I think most of us have had the experience when we are first born of feeling that intensity of being in a body. It takes so much care. It takes so much attention. About 1,000 things can go wrong in a day. There can be pain everywhere. Things crumble. So how do we hold the first pain, which is the physical pain, because we're in a body? The next one is the emotional pain. And the emotional pain happens when we're born, because before we are born, we are in a field of love. And then we are born into a very bright, cold, intense environment to parents who have so many issues. I mean, they have ancestral trauma in their DNA, they have childhood wounding, they have a societal imprinting. And so now we're in a place where we yearn to get back to that state of being loved absolutely, unconditionally, every moment, every breath, that we are beautiful and correct and fine and worthy. And the next pain that we come up against is when we hit our society, when we're in school, when we start to get into groups of friends, and we're constantly measuring ourselves against them. You know, I think about that thing where people stand back to back to see who's the tallest. That's what our whole society is about. Who's taller? Who has the most? Who is the most powerful? And then finally, we get to a place where there is psychic pain. And I think we're experiencing a lot of that right now. The psychic pain comes when we see other people who are suffering. This is larger than our initial pain for ourselves because we're in this state of hopelessness. How can I help the children that are starving? How can I help people caught in a war? How can I help people who are being evicted? And when we come to that particular pain, what a lot of us do is we'll turn our face to the wall and we'll go, I can't see it, I can't look at it, I can't do anything about it, so I refuse to hold empathy for those people. It's too painful. But the two practices of the wide mind and the large heart really helps us navigate in life. When we come up against a concept that we are too small to handle something, we can sit down, we can use breath, we can use our thoughts, and we can make ourselves more spacious, more capable, and more committed to being a loving and compassionate spirit. Those thoughts came to me today. I would like to remind you that I really appreciate, I see my followers are increasing in number. Do subscribe to my channel because I spend every single day learning, following teachers, practicing meditation, asking how can I have a more satisfying, happier life, and how can I use this to help other people have a more satisfying life. I hate the word successful. That is owned by the oligarchs and the overlords. Successful is ridiculous. Satisfying is perfect. So do like and subscribe to my channel, and also I do intuitive readings for people. I have the site and I can help you at a distance. I don't need to sit in a room with you or look at your face. I don't need to know anything at all about you because I can read energy. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Big, wide mind, giant heart, and constantly refocusing on compassion. And we'll get through this and we'll change it. We're changing it. Yay! Thank you.